I joked that no one was going to believe that that was not CGI, but that was real. That's what was there. The moment when Harriet crosses over into freedom, in the film you'll see that the sun comes out and it gets really bright. That happened for real. So the day that we shot it, it was gloomy and rainy, and it was just not the kind of day that you wanted to shoot that scene, because the sun didn't look like it was coming out at all. But Casey was adamant that we were going to get it, and we had done a good few scenes beforehand, so we were all a little tired, but I'm glad she persisted, because when we got up there and then I jumped over, the sun came out, clouds parted, it was manic, and then I had a double rainbow to my right. Like, it was unbelievable. And when I turned around, the entire cast and crew were in tears, and Casey was in tears, and we sort of all felt like it was a really beautiful sign that we were sort of going in the right direction, hopefully. Yeah. And I joked that no one was going to believe that that was not CGI, but that was real. That's what was there.
It was good fun learning to ride a horse there for it. Lots of horse riding, which you see every now and again, with a guy called Doug, who had a massive ranch out in Richmond, Virginia. That was good fun.
I was lucky to have really good people around me who, kept me sane and were really sweet with me. So we were just taking care of each other most of the time, and talking and making sure that everyone was okay.
There were no kind of games played on set to try and keep the mood that way in between takes. It was such a nice bunch of people, and everyone was so supportive for each other and kind of gave permission to each other to do what they needed to do in scenes. But when the camera call cut, everyone chilled out. It was good fun.
The costumes themselves weren't uncomfortable. A corset after 18 hours can be uncomfortable. So that was probably the most, because it starts to pinch a little bit after a while. I really loved being them because I felt like it gave me a little bit more to embody her with. Wearing those costumes make you walk differently. It makes you carry yourself differently. So it was one of those new extra lovely tools that I could use to fill her up.
I think they were pretty comfortable, The costume designer on this was incredible. He's the same guy who designed the costumes for Hamilton. They were beautiful. He did such an amazing job, I think.
We had a dinner together before we started shooting, actually. I think it was like maybe a week or so before we started shooting, and the both of us sat and had some food and chatted to get to know each other and get comfortable with each other in each other's spaces. Yeah, it was really cool.
We had a week of rehearsals to get to chat to each other and work through scenes and talk with Casey, the director, about stuff. And yeah, we went for dinner and stuff like that, but we had a little bit of prep time. That she exercises at least 23 hours of the day, that she's just non-stop working out.
It's not so much quirky, but what I learned about Joe is that he's probably one of the kindest people I've ever met. He was really, really sweet. It's always helpful when you're not playing the sweetest character, but when you, the person, are lovely, that's always really refreshing. It was lovely to work with him. I mean, we obviously rehearsed what we were going to be singing before, and I've sung a lot. I guess I was prepping to see where I could lower my voice to, make sure that my voice was in the right place to do it, but I'm not sure that particular moment needed any warming up, because it needed to feel raw. So I had done prep work before on it, but the day was sort of go in and do it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and I mean, you have Leslie Odom Jr., who was also in Hamilton, and that's our world. So of course I would happily be in a musical with them. I think we'd probably try a different vein and go in a different direction when it comes to musicals, and we might try and find something new and fresh and funky that hasn't been done before, and maybe even make something from scratch. You never know.
On a musical, I don't think I'd quite be up to the standard as much as I'd love to,
I felt a huge responsibility to be able to tell her story the way it needed to be told, and as truthfully as it possibly could. It was an honour, but I wanted to make sure that I could do the best job on it, yeah.
I was just excited to be a part of telling the story. I don't think a film about Harriet's been made before. Growing up in Britain, certainly for me, she wasn't part of the curriculum at school. And I was surprised how little I knew about her, or people that I've spoken to here have known about her. Whereas obviously in the States, she's taught in every school, and she's such a part of their history, understandably. So it was just exciting getting to learn about who she was and what she did, and to be a part of a film that invites people in to learn about her.